Okay, so now we're going to work with the surface area of prisms. So up until now we've been looking at two-dimensional objects. Now we're going to look at some three-dimensional objects. So a prism has ends. They're called bases. They're congruent and parallel. Congruent means they're the same, and parallel means that even if they went on forever, they'd never touch. So they're evenly equidistant at every point. Lateral faces, and these are parallelograms. We're usually going to have rectangles, but they're parallelograms. And it's a right prism if the sides are perpendicular to the bases. So the lateral faces will be rectangles. So that's what we're going to deal with mostly. If the lateral faces are not perpendicular, it's an oblique prism and the sides will be parallelograms. And the prism is named by the shape of its base and whether or not it is right or oblique. Okay, so nets you guys have dealt with before. It's a two-dimensional pattern that can be folded into the form of a three-dimensional shape. So you can kind of think of a pizza box. It's made up of one piece of cardboard and then they fold it into the shape of a right rectangular prism. The surface area of the prism is the area it would take up if it were laid out flat, as in its net. So here we've got a right pentagonal prism. Right, it makes 90-degree angles with the base and the lateral sides. Pentagonal, the two ends are pentagons. They have 5 sides, and it's a prism. So these are all parallelograms. If this were made from one piece of cardboard, what would it look like? I like to draw these things starting with the bottom. I don't know why, and you don't have to, but that's what I like to do. So what would the bottom look like? Well, you would have this kind of shape. This would be 30 centimeters in length and 10 centimeters across here. And then you'd have these house-like shapes coming off the top and the bottom. Okay, so that would be my bottom, and these are the two bases. Well, what are the other lateral sides? Well, I've got a rectangle, and this could be like the front here. The back is going to look exactly the same. And then I have my, call it the roof on either side. Again, 2 more rectangles. And there's my not so pretty net, but my net for this. Now let's label the sides. So this would be 30 centimeters long. This here, well, each of these sides are 10 centimeters. So this is going to be 10 centimeters. This is going to be 10 centimeters. This side is going to be 10 centimeters. This side is going to be 10 centimeters. And again, we're going to get the same thing on the other side. So 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters. Let's call this 10 centimeters here. On the other side, just free up some space. And of course, these are all 30 centimeters long. So this is what that piece of cardboard would look like.